Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Asia from One Reigns Fangirl channel. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited, guys. I am so excited about all the newer Degrassi content I have coming out. I don't know why I stopped talking about Degrassi. I just wanted to talk about other stuff on my channel, but I just realized, as much as I do watch other TV shows and things like that, my favorite TV show, favorite teen drama TV show, will forever be Degrassi. I just love it. I feel like out of all the teen dramas I've watched, it's like the main one I always go back to. It just does something to me, and I feel like every time I rewatch, there's just always something new for me to talk about. So that's specifically why I said I wanted to review all the seasons, because have rewatched all the seasons, and as many times I've rewatched the seasons, there's stuff that I see that's like, oh, okay, I never realized that before, and it's like, oh shit, okay. There's characters that I feel like, oh my god, they stopped. There's so many characters I want to talk about. The ones I'm going to talk about specifically, and there will be others that I want to talk about, but the main ones that I do want to talk about, I'm talking about Emma next. I'm doing I'm doing Ellie's character right now for this video. I'm doing Emma. I'm doing Ellie next, and I really want to talk about Sean. There's a lot I want to talk about when it comes to Sean. So them like the main characters that I feel like that's sticking out for me for as far as I want to do like character, like just talk about their characters, things I wish I would saw more of, things like that. So yeah, be prepared for me reviewing all seasons of Degrassi. I'm gonna be talking about season one first, so please be prepared. Like I said, this weekend, I'm gonna try my best to upload the Breaking Bad video and the Temptation Island couple. Me analyzing the two couples that I feel like that stuck out to me on the show for seasons 1 and 4. I want to talk about their bonfires and the reason why they're here on the island. Just give my opinions on the man's perspective and the woman's perspective. I want to be fair. So that's all I really have for future content. As far as everything else, all content will be Degrassi until I feel like I have nothing else to talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and get this show on the road. It's already 2 minutes for this video, but I did want to get updates up and out of the way. So I want to talk about Ellie Nash. I want to talk about Ellie from Degrassi. I feel like when it comes to Ellie with the Degrassi fandom, I realize her character gets a lot of hate, and I think it's specifically because they made her fall in love with Craig. Um, I feel like if we're gonna be honest, Ellie was the best pair for Craig. She understood Craig, and I just feel like they made sense together as a couple. Out of all the bitches they put Craig with, like with Manny and Ashley, I feel like he made the most sense with Ellie. I never understood why Degrassi never made them a couple. Why they put Craig back with Manny, and they didn't just put him with Ellie in season 5. It never made sense for me. Like to this day, it still bothers me whenever I rewatch Degrassi, and I just realize Craig and Ellie never get together. It hurts me because it's like out of all the bitches they paired him up with, she just made sense, and I feel like had they just made her give if they excuse me, I feel like I just can't talk today. Had they just given Ellie her chance with Craig, she probably wouldn't have what's the word I could describe it? People feel like she just was like head over heels for Craig. I guess drooling over him, such a pick me. Ellie definitely was a pick me, and it's only because they made Craig's character stupid. Like, in a sense, like, you can't watch Degrassi and realize, Craig, you had to know Ellie was in love with you. You had to know she was in love with you. Like, he just had to. Like, there's no way in hell everybody else saw it but him. Manny saw it. Emma saw it. Who else saw it? Marco did. Everybody saw that she was in love with Craig but him. That just didn't make sense to me. And like I said in the one video, in Craig and Manny's relationship video, I think the reason why Craig never pursued anything with Ellie was because I feel like he didn't think he was good enough for her, or maybe he didn't want to ruin their friendship. But I feel like since their friendship was so strong and so full of love and chemistry, their relationship would have came easy because off top their friendship was strong. Like, you can't tell me when you watch Degrassi Goes Hollywood and you watch the beach scene with Craig and Ellie that you do not believe they should have been in game. That beach scene with Craig and Ellie is one of the most beautiful scenes ever in the show because it's just like you see so much love between them. You in that moment, when you watch the scene, Craig is definitely in love with Ellie. Like, you see it in his face, you see it in his eyes, you see it the whole day he was spending with her, the way he just was looking at her. He was definitely in love with Ellie. I just think he felt like he wasn't good enough for her, or he didn't want to ruin their friendship if the relationship didn't end well. Like, cause sometimes love can confuse friendships. So maybe that went in his head a lot. Like, okay, if I was to go out with Ellie and we didn't last, then I would lose a good friend, which totally makes sense. But it's like, writers, if we're being 100% honest, Ellie was the best match for Craig. It just makes sense on paper for him to be with Ellie. Out of all the relationships he had the most chemistry with Ellie. I never cared for Craig and Ashley's relationship. Even when they put them back together, I never gave a fuck. I feel like Craig and Ashley didn't have chemistry to me. Craig and Manny definitely didn't have any chemistry. I don't know why Degrassi was obsessed with them being a couple. They had chemistry of a broomstick. They just felt like watching fucking paint dry. Craig and Manny as a relationship, they never did nothing for me. I don't know why Degrassi was so hell bent on them being such a thing. I never will understand it. I just don't fucking get it. I really, really don't. As far as Craig and Ellie is concerned, they definitely should have been fucking in game. And I understand people's frustration when they feel like they made her when they feel like they made her such a pick me over Craig. Do I feel like they could have made her character other than that? Yes, 100%. I did not like once season 4 was over with, that when they reached season 5 and 6, Ellie's only personality was obsessing over Craig, being in love with him, and really making it known. It was just irritating because it's like, I really felt like when Ellie came in season 2, she definitely was one of those characters I saw a lot of potential in. I think because of the lack of storyline she got, is why fans probably never gave a fuck about her. But I loved Ellie's look. I loved her whole goth look. I love her whole dark look. She looked like a younger Avril Lavigne. I thought Ellie was really fucking pretty. I thought the actress who played her was fine as fuck. I mean, she still is fine. It's just like, I feel like back then when you watched Degrassi from the OG era, because screen time was so short and they only had a little bit of episodes, like they would do 18 or 17. They didn't have the right amount of time to give everyone a little bit of everything. So I feel like Ellie, for the newer generation, for the kids, probably would have fit better with them. And I'm only saying that because she would have had more screen time. And if Ellie was in a newer era, her and Eli as a couple from like their goth era, they would have been lit as fuck. Y'all cannot say if Ellie was in the newer generation for Degrassi with Claire and Eli and all them, that her and Eli won't be lit as fuck as a couple. They would be lit. They would be lit as fuck. Like, I could already see it. They would be lit. So that's like, sometimes I feel like, okay, did they not give Ellie storylines and things like that because they feel like she did not fit well with the rest of them? And I just can't help but feel like, because storylines and episodes were short back then, they couldn't give everybody storylines. I feel like if that's the case, why even call in all the teenagers in on set? Why even have them there? Because it's like, at that point you have kids that are just getting a paycheck for free, which is like, yeah, okay, I could take this money home, but it's like, I didn't do anything to earn it. If I'm not working or doing a storyline, well, I'm here. That's just how I feel. It's just like, well, I'm here. And I just feel like if Ellie didn't work for that era, I wouldn't have a problem with her being in a newer generation era, because she would have had more screen time. She would have had more opportunities to have storylines given to her. You feel me? Because, like I said, because episodes being so short from the OG era, not everybody was able to get too much. You feel me? Which is like, okay, I was okay with that, but there were characters in the OG era that I wish did get more screen time. Like, there's no question about it. I wish Ellie Like if I had to pick two characters that I feel like I wish got more screen time from the OG cast, I wish Ellie would have got more screen time and Sean. I'm not gonna cap. I feel like when I watch Sean's character in Degrassi, like as many times I rewatch it, I feel like the Degrassi writers do him wrong. And I never thought I would agree with this guy when I watched him. I feel like sometimes, and I'm not saying all the time, as much as I love Sean, I thought he really is an interesting character when they give him storylines and things like that. But it's like it came a point where he was just Emma's boyfriend. Like it don't ever feel like that to y'all. I swear to God, like when y'all go back and rewatch the show, sometimes it felt just like that. It felt like he was just Emma's boyfriend. Like the main seasons where he got like storylines were I feel like season 1 was definitely Sean, Emma, and Ashley based. Sorry if I'm spoiling a little bit of this my season 1 review, but I feel like Sean did get like a lot of character presentation in season 1, and then he did get more in season 3, but then it just came a point where it was like he was either just Emma's boyfriend and that was it. It's like he don't get anything else. Sean is definitely a character I gotta talk about because I do not like the way the writers handle him sometimes. It just feel like Sean is definitely a good character, and it's just like if he's not gonna get anything, why is he on the cast? Like that's just how I feel with some of these characters. They're not going to get storyline screen time. Why the fuck are they here? You feel me? But regardless of that, it's not about anybody else. It's about Ellie. This is how I feel about Ellie's character. Regardless of Ellie not getting a lot of storylines or, a lot of screen time, I still enjoyed her character. She's one of my favorite characters on the show. I feel like when it comes to like women, girl characters, I love Ellie. I loved her whole look, and the storylines she did get, circled around her mother are some really good storylines. Like in season 4, I loved her episode Anywhere to Lay My Head. I loved her episode in season 3 when she was self-harming herself. Like those were good episodes, and her episode in season 3 definitely hit close to home because I used to be in that position. So it's just like I feel like Ellie definitely deserved more. She definitely deserved more. I am one of those characters where I do watch season 5 and 6. It's like, I wish her only character trait was not obsessing over Craig. But the moment they put out there that she had feelings for him, they made her character that. They did. And then putting Craig with Manny, it did nothing but make it worse. So it's just like, they made her such a pick-me. It was just annoying. Like, I definitely feel like Ellie's character definitely deserve more. Like, you got a whole cast full of amazing, beautiful women, amazing, beautiful I'm not even gonna say. You have a cast filled with amazing actors and actresses, and I just feel like if you're not gonna allow them to showcase their talent, why cast them? That's just how I feel. That's why I keep saying I feel like Ellie would have fit better for the newer cast because there were more episodes to where she can get more screen time. You feel me? So I feel like for Ellie's character, when it came to the tier list, I'm not mad at her character being in the B and C tier because for the most part she's there because they made her character trait all about obsessing over Craig. I can agree with that, but I feel like the storyline she did have, wrapped around her mom, and then having to play cards to get rent, and then Sean leaving her all by herself, which was like a pretty asshole move, to live alone in that apartment once he asked her to move in. I feel like she definitely has some good storylines, and then it's like once season 5 came around, they made her only character trait obsessing over Craig. So I'm not mad at her character being the B and C column. You feel me? But I feel like that's really all I gotta say about Ellie's character. I don't hate her. I really do love her. I feel like she's beautiful. She's definitely one of my favorite characters on the show. Regardless of her lack of screen time and storyline she got in the show, I still do love her, and I enjoyed her whenever she got on my screen. But characters that I will be talking about, I'm going to be talking about Emma. I'm going to be talking about Ellie. I'm going to be talking about Sean. Be prepared for my Ellie video because I want to talk about her. And I do want to talk about Claire, but I'm gonna save her for last. I'm gonna save her for last because there's so much shit I want to say about Claire. I want to talk about Eli. I want to talk about characters that just either irritate me or I love or I have a love-hate relationship with. So please look out for that. Like I said, please be watching out for my character videos for Degrassi. Please look out for my season 1 review for Degrassi. Be looking out for my Breaking Bad video, and I will try my best to do my review for Found season 2 episode 15 or 16. God, I lose track. Y'all want to know unless I do the review. Like I said, Friday I should be making a review for Found. If I cannot make it in time, it will be coming up on Saturday. Like I always say, sorry for the inconvenience, but I have a life outside of making reviews and stuff like that. But that's all we gotta say for this video. Catch y'all on my next one.